Episode 1 of In the Room, 2023-24 edition. And I'll tell you what, I don't know who's more excited about this first broadcast, myself or the young man sitting next to me. We are back in the Panthers' den, my alma mater, Norton High School. Sitting to my left is a young man that I have these unbelievable amount of respect for. I call him young man, and you'll probably get me here in a minute like, Coach, I'm not that young anymore. But a gentleman that is so highly respected amongst his colleagues, amongst the entire wrestling community. With me here today is the head coach of the Norton program, Mr. Dan Staats. Dan, I can't tell you, brother, you're getting hugged, man. I love
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you for coming up. Thank you for having us come up here and enjoy this time.
We're thrilled to have you guys here, and like I said, we appreciate all of the all the coverage that you guys provide, not just for us, but for wrestling in general.
Well, I'll tell you what, we didn't get a chance to, to get you Matt's side, but I've been nudging the CEO here a little bit and say, hey, we got to get back up there, and he's been all about that. He really wanted to get up last year to see if things just didn't work out, at the time. But I'll tell you what, you have such an amazing story. I mean, obviously I drift back years and years when I can remember your freshman year. We were together, I believe your freshman, sophomore, right? Maybe you're a freshman and I went away for the sophomore year, came back I think your junior year.
Yeah.
But to watch what you did in your time here at Norton, of course, for those of you who don't know, Dan is one of 2 state champs from Norton High School. And I'll tell you what, I coached with as you were tuteled, if you will, coached by the other state champ, Mr. Barry Riker.
Absolutely.
So to see you 2 guys picture up on the wall when we came in was just absolutely just tingly, brought back some feelings, I'll tell you. But why don't you, for our fans, just share a little bit about your journey, your time here as an athlete, as a student. I know you went to West Virginia and wrestled down there, had a great experience there. Just a little bit about Dan Staats and how you are here today. Again.
Well, okay. So I started wrestling maybe a mile down the road on Gardner Boulevard in Terry Turchin's garage. We were called Terry's Mat Rats. It was the original youth wrestling team in Norton. By the time I got into about the 5th grade, we had joined Ohio Youth Wrestling. It was part of their charter group.
Yes.
So I think there were 7 or 8 schools.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a lot of success early on. I don't think I won a match for my first 3 years in this sport. But my brother wrestled, and they just lugged me around everywhere.
Yeah, you had to go, didn't you?
Right, I didn't have a choice, and it just kind of stuck with me. And then I came up through high school, and it was always kind of a struggle early on for me. I remember when I was a freshman, I lost my first 11 matches here at Norton, and that was before the days of Tech Falls. I got 22-2,
remember those days.
22-1. I pretty much can tell you where all the lights are in the Suburban League. But I had great coaches. I remember as a freshman, I lost a wrestle-off early on, and I was on the JVs and went to the first tournament and got peeled in my first match. And I remember, my brother took me out in the hallway, kind of chewed me out a little bit, and I was feeling sorry for myself. And we had a young JV coach, Coach Jim Bostic, came, put his arm around me, and got me fired up. And I remember coming back and taking 3rd, and that really was a big motivator for me. Coach Bostic was my coach through high school. As a senior, when I was wrestling the state championship, and he's been a huge influence in my life. I don't feel like I've shared that enough with you, but I have to tell you, this guy has always treated not just me but everybody, treated us as championship individuals, whether we won championships or not. And I have to be honest with you, that's something that I've really tried to carry forward in all my years of coaching. But when I was a freshman here at Norton, I started lifting weights, and it really made a huge difference for me.
Come on. Yes? Iowa? He's right here. Hang on. I knew they were going to find you.
But I I think the weightlifting is what really made a difference early on in high school for me. And so I think I was 5 and 15 as a freshman. Next year, I went from like 126 to 155. So kind of hit a growth spurt, felt like I was getting stronger, and was 13 and 8. So I was improving, I was heading in the right direction. And then as a junior, ended up qualifying for the state tournament, which was really a big boost for me because I kind of always lacked the confidence in my ability, and I didn't think I was that good. And it really gave me a shot in the arm. And then as a senior, was fortunate enough to win a state championship.
Sure.
Having you in my corner was huge.
You and your brother, or myself and your brother. Dave
Yeah.
was here with us. And,
Yeah, and I have to say my time here at Norton was great. Had a lot of great teammates, a lot of great practice partners. A lot of them I wrestled with since Terry's Mat Rat days.
Sure.
You know, Gary Joseph, Mike Patterson, those guys were awesome. They were great practice partners, teammates. After they graduated, I worked out a lot with Tom Pletcher and Joe Grimzik, and just so many good guys. Mike Ritzman, good friendships that were developed over the years.
Absolutely.
It was a great.
But I'll tell you what, the transition you made, and for you young athletes out there, we talk about the off season, how important that is. You got to put in that extra time. You just have to. The days that I'll never forget, where it was you, it was Todd Boffman, and it was Mike Joseph primarily, and then your brother Dave would sneak in every once in a while. I couldn't wrestle you much because obviously I was kind of working with the little guys, but Mike and Todd were always there, and the transformation that you made from that junior year to that senior year, and even further back, if we go freshman to senior year, for any athlete out there that thinks that it can't be done or they can't come at any point in time and succeed in the sport, here's a perfect example of that.
Well, it was, I had a lot of positive influences. A lot of people here in Norton helped me. Mike Joseph, I used to come in and wrestle with him a lot in the summertime. Yep. Went down and wrestled at some open mats at Jackson. My dad would take me, we'd all pile in his car and hit the tournament circuit in the postseason. Went through a lot of camps, and it really all just kind of
came together that senior year, brother.
Yeah.
And that night, man, your hand was raised. It was awesome. Well, and from that, you then, got into, went down to West Virginia. I know that you did, wrestled down there, of course.
Yes.
Got into teaching, and then, made the decision to jump back out and to share that which you've experienced and the love that you have for the sport to so many young men and now young women, I understand, which we'll get to.
Yeah. So I went on to West Virginia University, and again, it's like every time you go to another level, you kind of start at the bottom. And so I went from state champ to third string in about 7 months time. And that was really humbling for me, kind of put things in perspective. I mean, I'm in a college room with 30 other state champs, and 10 spots available, and I eventually had to work my way up and into the lineup, and qualified for nationals a couple times there.
The Fraternal Order of Eagles number 190 in Massillon wants you. Stop down to the Massillon ARE at 303 Wyrick Boulevard Northwest. And like our over 1,800 members experience daily, your Eagles membership will give you access to great food and drink specials. Having a party hosted in our banquet facility and seat up to 400 people. When you're coming through downtown Massillon, stop by the Eagles and sign up. And for a small fee, you'll have access and be a part of a fraternity that donates over $100,000 a year to local charities. The Fraternal Order of Eagles ARE number 190 in downtown Massillon. Stop by or call us today at 330-832-7385.
We had really good teams at West Virginia, had a lot of good teammates, still keep in contact with a lot of them. But I really learned a lot about coaching in college. I learned a lot of the nuts and bolts of technique, but I still go back to my high school coaches, you and Coach Saylor, about working with kids and treating them the way they should be treated, and it's just been it was a great foundation for me as a coach. So after I graduated college, I wanted to be a teacher and a coach.
Right.
I was fortunate enough to get a job at Northwest High School, and I was mentored there for a couple years by Brian Reese and Bill Stump. Learned a lot from those guys, and then I became a young head coach. I was probably 24, 25, and I was the head coach at Northwest for 10 years. We had some pretty good success there. Had a lot of very talented wrestlers. Had 2 state champs, 6 finalists while I was there in my 10 years. Won a couple of 3, I think, league championships, 3 sectional championships. But I had a lot of good support systems. I had Dave Talarchek and Dave Bergner as assistant coaches. Mike Primavera was in there helping. Jerry Villers, Jeremy Villers, after he graduated, came back. I mean, just a great staff. And coached there for about 10 years and said it's time to turn over the reins to these assistant coaches and let them run with it. And Mike Primavera said, hey, I helped you down there at Northwest all those years. My kid's starting in youth wrestling here at Norton. And that's kind of what brought me back.
That's what brought you back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I coached at the youth here for 5 or 6 years. And then, just kind of I've always kind of bounced back and forth between Norton and Northwest. I just kind of have a special place in my heart for those 2 schools.
Right.
They've both been very good to me. And so I went back and I was helping Zach Meisner as an assistant.
Right.
This job opened up, and a lot of those kids that I coached in the youth were now in the high school.
Sure.
So I said, this is the perfect time. I'm going to throw my hat in the ring, and I was fortunate enough to get the job.
We were fortunate. They were fortunate for you to get that job, so that's great. Well, and a little bit different, right? I know you stepped away a year ago. You went back down to Northwest. We're doing some assistant work down there, and then the job opened up again. And I can tell you, once you kind of step away as a head coach to come back, that happens.
Sure.
But we always joke, and I'm sure you've heard it too, as head coaches, what's the best job? Well, the
assistant
best job
coach.
is the assistant coach.
Right.
But you made the choice to come back. How was that decision made for you?
Well, I was down at Northwest. Things were going good. I was talking to my wife. I said, I don't know. Norton's, it's kind of a convenience to live in town, coach here, be here on the weekends. I said, maybe I'll come back, do the youth, middle school, or whatever they need, help out wherever I can. And the head coaching job opened up, and my wife said, well, you're a volunteer, you're traveling all over the place, you love it, you should just throw your hat in the ring, and maybe you'll be lucky enough to get the job again. And so I'm back.
You're back, and I'm sure many are very glad you're back.
Well, I'm glad. I'm thrilled to be back. I can tell you, when I was in high school, I just used to visualize, oh man, wouldn't that be cool to someday be the coach of Norton High School? And I'd visualize, how I'm running practices and stuff, and to see it all happen. I mean, it's really been kind of a life's dream for me.
Absolutely. Great coaches yourself surround themselves with great assistants. How about a little bit about the assistants? Who are the guys helping you this year?
Oh my gosh. So I have, we've been pretty successful since I've been back at Norton. But it's really, all the credit's due to the assistant coaches. I have had the best coaches, both here and at Northwest. But you saw Rick Nixon just pop in. Rick's an assistant. He was head coach at Hoban for about 10 years. We have Keith Shin. He's running the weight room right now. Former head coach at Coventry. I have Chris Williams Jr., who I coached through the youth. And he's been involved in this program for, 15 plus years now as a wrestler, now as a coach, coached at all kinds of levels for us. We have Larry Savoya, who has been here probably for the last 15 years, middle school, high school. Kids love him. Drew Levis is another guy that just popped in the door. He's new this year. Ben Hornacek. We've just had a ton of guys coach. We've got great junior high coaches. Ken Finnegan, he's a master recruiter. a guy, he gets 30 kids out every year for the middle school, and this is kind of a numbers game.
Sure.
And then we have our winningest wrestler in Norton, Jaden Moore, is assisting at the middle school. So, we have tons of guys that have been in and out and helping us, and it's really been awesome. We also have Lewis Yule helping at the middle school. He's on the school board.
Okay.
So
on the school board. We got a school board member.
Former state medalist here at Norton too. So it's been great. It's been great.
Absolutely.
You know how it is in wrestling. It's kind of a family affair. This is
not kind of, brother.
Norton wrestling family.
It is a family. Absolutely. Talking about that, looking down, the place where I practice, you practice, of course, is no longer there, right? I mean, we have some serious horror stories, bringing mats up in the dead of winter on our shoulders, trucks, flatbed truck. I mean, it is amazing, truly, that somebody did not get seriously hurt back in the day. But, and I know that we're going to show our fans this beautiful room that you have, the Doug Turchin Wrestling Room. Truly a labor of love, how this was put together. Can you just share a little bit about how, because for all the years, right, we talked about, well, wouldn't it be great to have our own room? And then we thought the small gym was going to be that, and that never worked out really. But now you have just one of the premier facilities in the area.
Yeah, thank you. And I would agree, this is a top-notch facility. It really started back in 2006, 2007. Chris Williams Sr. And Doug, they were both coaching together at the youth, talked about, hey, how can we make this happen? This is really kind of the vision of Chris and Doug. And Chris has been in the concrete and construction business for years, and he had a lot of contacts, and they did a lot of fundraising. And I kind of got involved in the youth around that time. It was a really exciting time. A lot of people put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and money into this facility and built it. It's become one of the top-notch facilities, I think, in the state. It's better than a lot of college rooms. We have a lot of support from the school here at Norton. We got brand new mats this year. They came from the NCAA wrestling tournament.
Ooh, okay.
So, nice. Spencer Lee and everybody else were wrestling on these mats.
That's great stuff to share with them kids, man.
And now the kids at Norton are wrestling on those same mats that crowned NCAA champs.
Well, and obviously, the Turchin name, is just synonymous with wrestling here. We, of course, both know Doug and Wayne. And, of course, sadly, we lost, Terry here recently. Yeah. Very instrumental, as you said, starting the youth here in Norton years and years ago. And, of course, never forget old Tina. Gotta love, Tina Tomsick, also at Turchin. I had the pleasure and honor, really, the privilege to coach her two sons, Timmy and Tommy. And I understand here a little bit later I might get a chance to talk to one of the boys.
Yeah, one of her grandsons. And we have, the Turchin families, I call them the first family of Norton wrestling. There's Lewis Yule here.
Okay, I remember him.
But they've just done so much for Norton wrestling. And I know when I came back,
At C.H. Vallis & Associates, we've been proudly serving the greater Stark County community for over 78 years. Locally owned, we cover your home, auto, business, and life insurance along with your group benefits. Our partnership with auto owners has allowed us to span not only Ohio, but throughout the entire country. Did you know that Auto Owners, an A++ rated company by AM Best and a Fortune 500 company, has ranked C.H. Vallis & Associates a top 10 insurance agency in the state of Ohio? From your basic home and auto needs to insuring some of the largest companies in America, there's a reason people choose C.H. Vallis & Associates and Auto Owners. Our dedication and passion for our clients and their coverage is part of our commitment to excellence. For all your insurance coverage needs, there's only one call to make, and that's C.H. Vallis & Associates, located at 1302 South Main Street in North Canton. Contact us at 330-494-2776 today and see the difference in customer satisfaction.
Doug was pretty much doing the youth, middle school, and high school all by himself. And, he had helpers, but the guy just put in a tremendous amount of time. Doug and Terry building this thing from the ground up, and it's been an awesome experience.
Absolutely. The program itself, as you get ready for the 2023-24 season, how's the team look? Your expectations, your thoughts, young, season, what are you looking at?
We have a good little mix of older kids, younger kids. This is kind of, it's kind of a rebuild because, you know, I'm back this year. I had a year gap trying to kind of institute some of our kind of coaching philosophies. So it's just, there's going to be some growing pains here this year. Just trying to get our formula in, but I'm more concerned about how we end up at the end of the year this year than where we're starting at. So the goal is just to see growth every year, and or every month, every week, and we'll see how we do at the end of the season.
Absolutely. Now, before we came online, we talked a little bit about Norton's going to have their first lady wrestler this year.
Yes.
Of course, women's wrestling exploding in the state of Ohio. Very proud that SMG is right behind it. We want to be that, that set of hands, if you will, to uplift that program. It's been great to see. We were at the Stark County preview last night. Alliance, almost a full team. Minerva,
Yes.
very close to a full team. Over at Northwest, Art Kali, right, has done a nice job bringing the ladies in there. Perry, I saw their first, I think they had 3 or 4 young ladies. So I'm not really sure, in the Summit County area, how it's been accepted and it's growing, but Norton's got their first young lady on the team.
We do. Laura Ludwig, she wrestled some in the youth and middle school for us, and I have to give a lot of credit to Art Kali. He really, from last year when I was there, he recruited a bunch of girls out of the school. We had a big team there last year. Those ladies really impressed me. And I said, you know what? When I came here, I said, this is a sanctioned sport. We need to start a team, girls team here this year. And we have a team of 1, but hey, that's all right.
You got to start with 1, right?
We're starting with 1. And Laurel is a great kid, and we're happy to have her. She's making history for this program.
Name in the past, Nicole Vincent would have been a heck of a girls wrestler back in the day, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
We definitely had some young ladies that came through, but it wasn't time, and now it is time, and now you've joined the ranks, and that's so cool. So cool. Last question.
Sure.
Seasoned coach, you've been at it for many years, you've had great success, well deserved. You are a young man that worked for that success. There's some that are given, I believe, God-given gifts, and they develop those gifts. Not that you didn't, but you dug deep from day one and developed and earned everything that you have. You talked about that young 24, 25-year-old guy envisioning yourself being a head coach here at Norton, or you were at Northwest first. What are some words that you might give to a young assistant or a young man, maybe a college wrestler that's thinking, you know what, I think I'd like to be a high school coach someday?
Well, I have a couple pieces of advice that I would give a young coach. One is, and this might sound kind of hokey, but kind of early on in my career, I don't know, I came home one night after a tournament, and I was kind of thought, what am I doing? What am I doing here coaching? What am I trying to do? What's my core philosophy? And I just kind of sat down and started writing it out, and I kind of made it into a little book of what my philosophy was, not just for developing championship wrestlers, but also quality young men and now women coming out of this program. And so I would encourage every coach to do that. You need to set a philosophy. You need to find out what your core values are as a coach. And I think that's a good thing for young coaches to do. And then the other thing is, and I think this has been very beneficial to us, if you coach here at Norton, you coach up every kid in the room. And you work with the most talented and the least talented. And that's how I think you really build a program. Because we've had a lot of success here the last couple of years. We've won 5 league championships in a row, and we did it because we developed JV wrestlers into varsity wrestlers. We got 20, 25 matches a year. They were worked with, and they were ready to step in when the senior class graduated. So those are things I think you need to do as a young coach that really are difference makers for a program.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, Coach, we appreciate your time. I'll tell you what, folks, if you get a chance, get up here, watch Coach Staats and the Panthers. Their schedule, I'm sure, is. Are you guys going back down to Mansfield again?
We are. The J.C. Gorman tournament.
Yeah,
that's been a good tournament for us.
Yeah.
All of our kids get tested at that tournament.
Okay, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know what's been more special, either sitting here with you back in the old, the new old room for me, if you will. I can't tell you enough how much I love you, think of what you've done, and have been privileged to be a part of your life and your journey. So with that, we're going to keep an eye on you, brother.
All right.
We're going to be around.
Sounds
Coach
good.
Dan Staats, Norton Panthers. Yep.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, buddy.
You came to Stark Media for the best? Well, now you got it. Check out Lindsay's Pizza on 2827 Whipple Avenue Northwest inside of the Hillsdale Shopping Center. The preferred post-game pizza of the Stark Media team is open until 11 p.m., and it has all the essentials for game day. Pizza, chicken, salads, and sandwiches are just a click away at lindsayspizza.com. But you should trust the former Ohio State All-American and just call them right now at 330-477-3800. 477-3800. This is TJ Downing for Lindsay's Pizza, and I approve this message.
Avery Turner. Hey guys, we need Avery. He's a bigger guy. We're struggling in the weight class. So talk to him.
I think he's going to run into some spots.
All right, guys, listen up. Guys who did lower body for me. Guys who did lower body. All right, I want the lower body guys. I want you to go to the wrestling room. All right, to the wrestling room. Get your wrestling. Go ahead and get your wrestling shoes on. In there, while you're in there, listen. Once the shoes are on, as soon as the shoes are on, you have 6 minutes. You have 10 leg raises, 15 oblique crunches each side, 25 mountain climbers each side. 6 minutes, that's what I want. All right, you're doing that. Upper body guys, we're over here, we're doing sprints in the hallway. You know what? I would prefer, hey, gentlemen, you know what? Let's run the stairs. We don't get enough time on the stairs. All right, let's go. Yay! Alright, this is what I want. I want 2 guys down the bottom, right down there. Everybody behind them. Alright, you're going to come up. Alright, you're going to hit every step. Alright, every step up the stairs. Once you're here, you are going to sprint to the other set of stairs. Alright, and then listen to me. Then you're going to walk back down on the sides. You're not sprinting till I say go. Understand? This is max effort. Max effort. Ready? Go! 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 Maximum effort, gentlemen, maximum effort. Get to the top, walk down the sides. Go! Go! Gentlemen, in the middle, stay in the middle. That way the guys on the sides do not run you over when they're running down the stairs. Go! 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 There, next man up. Break, a little bit of a break. Let's go, let's get back down here so we can do it again. All right, this time.
Blocking this arm. Grabbing this thing on your way around. So watch. I'm snapping here. I'm blocking his arm here, and circling through this angle. Okay? I'm like a little hook. Okay. Yeah, look at this thing. Just like curl it out. You got to press support and you got to get behind it. All right. Bring it real quick. Stand on your feet. So we're going to hit a, we're going to do a, this is V-stroke. This is a good, easy takedown. You're not going to get in any trouble hitting this. So what's going to happen is, Brody's going to collar tie you. All right? I'm going to make a V with my arms. All right? I'm going to look him in the eye. See, I create a little bit of space there. Then I'm going to step up and I'm kind of hop step back. Well, let's do it this way. I'll drive into him. He's going to push back. I kind of turn and look. I make a V, and I'm going to punch my arm through, and I punch it down to the mat like that. Okay? So, we're in a collar tie position. I'm going to push in. He pushes back. I make a V. I punch down to the mat. All right? Until the tight one more time. So, we're in collar tie. I'm pushing in. We're not really here to here because that's too tight. I'm looking him in the eye. He pushes back. I make a V. Pushes arm right down and score.
Guys, the more he's pushing, the easier this move's going to be to hit. And you got to pull on the head and shrug. Okay?
I like spinning. So if let's say I hit the shrug here, I can spin him right down to the mat. So if he just go right down to the mat, I'm just going to spin him right down. A lot of guys try to do this and try to do this and they're set. And what they're doing is letting the other guy know what they're doing.
Just telegraph it. You put your hand on it.
Yeah, so I'm not pushing it like this. That's a mistake a lot of guys make. I'm actually just going here to disguise it, and I go right to the V right before I hit it. Okay? You see how we do it? Let's try it. 1, 2.
The leader in quality drivetrain components, H&H Truck Parts is a name you can trust. Located in Valley View, Ohio at 5500 South Cloverleaf Parkway, H&H can handle all your heavy-duty truck needs. Come in and exchange your transmission, differential, or power steering gearbox. But that's not all. H&H is equipped to handle all your parts needs. Permco pumps, Muncie PTOs, Neapco U-joints, Spicer yokes, new Eaton clutches, and more. Let the professionals at H&H Truck Parts handle your transmission or differential installation in one of their 6 service bays. Specialized Specializing in drivetrain repairs, stop by and have your drive shaft balanced, flywheel resurfaced, or your clutch installed alongside the best transmissions and differentials on the road. You know why they're the best? Because H&H is Ohio's largest purchaser of Eaton Fuller parts. Need a blower or a pump? H&H distributes Paragon and Permco brands. Names you can trust with your livelihood on the road. Call H&H Truck Parts today for the leader in heavy-duty truck parts and service. Call locally at 216-642-4540. Toll free at 800-601-4540 or check them out online at hhtruckparts.com.
Hey, class! Listen! Get your move! Discipline! I'm gonna be sloppy. I said, get in the habit of doing things right all the time. It's not when you're in the mood to do it right. Alright? Get things right all the time. Requires discipline. Alright, be there. High rock. Hey!
See, I get the leg. Boom. Huh? You do. You lift and then switch. Set it up. Pull, whichever leg you want. Boom. Good. Up. You want to lift high. Yep. Boom. Up. Now switch to two. Go. Drop. Here, all right, hook my leg, come over top, grab milk over top here, so like put pressure, because you're not going to want to like that. Take this one over top, hook my leg, right here. Now when we this is going over here, I keep you down, you go on your butt, I step over, hook the leg, look over top. Yeah, that's it. I'm old, dude. Here. But here. Kick that leg over. Use the other leg. Use the other leg.
Other guy! Hey!
Okay, now pull and kick that leg over. What are you working on? So yeah, as you snap it on the rope,
Make sure we're going to the angle on this. We missed, Coach Levis said the other day, he said it this earlier, we missed a lot of scoring opportunities because we went around the waist. Get to that ankle or hamstring, and we'll push you another day pass. Go ahead, Coach.
Right.
Snap.
Power outages can happen at any time, without warning, and can leave your home powerless for days. Hilscher Clark has partnered with Generac to bring you the #1 selling home standby generator brand, engineered and built in the USA since 1959. With a home standby generator, your home will never lose power again. Generac generators activate automatically in the event of any power loss and restore power to your home within seconds. Don't leave your home unprotected. Trust only the best. Hilscher Clark's residential division are experts in their profession and go above and beyond to provide you with quality, efficient service at a fair price. Starting with the estimate, they keep you informed regarding status and completion of your projects. They also give you shorter arrival windows and send you email and text confirmations of your scheduled service appointment, as well as notifications when their electricians are on their way to your home. Hilscher Clark's Google reviews speak for themselves, with more than 270 reviews and 4.9 stars. And if you've just recently purchased an electric vehicle but don't want to rely on public chargers to keep your battery full, Hilscher Clark has all the juice you can handle for your home vehicle charging needs. Hilscher Clark is a certified Q Merit Solutions partner, making them market leaders in electrification and recommended by local dealerships. Visit them online at www.hilscher-clark.com. That's HILSCHER-CLARKE.com. Or stop down and see them at 519 4th Street Northwest in downtown Canton. Or contact Hilscher Clark today at 330-452-9806. That's 330-452-9806. Remember, it's your home, it's our family. Trust only the best. Hilscher Clark.
Well, welcome back, everyone. We are again in the room. Episode 1, 2023-24 edition. Just had a chance to hear from Head Coach Dan Staats. And Coach was kind enough to lend us 3 of his athletes here to talk a little bit about the Norton program, a little bit about themselves. If you guys have any stories about Coach Staats you want to tell later, that's okay. We can hear that. But with me here right now, one of our senior leaders of the team, Braden Tomsick. Braden here, again, his senior year, a freshman coming to us here. So we got both ends of the spectrum here, Mr. Jake Beto. And I'll tell you what, Norton jumping into the women's rank this year, so great to see this. And we have with us Laura Ludwig. Laura is a sophomore, correct?
Yeah.
Hey guys, thank you. And ladies, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. So we won't take very long, so I know you just can't wait to get back out to practice, right? Is that okay? Just making sure. So, we like to start off just a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your journey, in wrestling, whether, started here. I'm sure most of you, come up and through. And of course, again, as I talked to Braden a little bit, talked to Jake a little bit there, again, had the privilege of coaching your dad and your uncle. And of course, the whole family, way back, we've been part of Norton Wrestling forever. And Jake, of course, as I spoke to about, his grandpa was my principal as a student as well as a teacher. So it's going to be exciting to hear, a little bit of history, a little bit of your journey. And Laurel being the first, man, it is absolutely incredible. So that said, guys, I got to go ladies first. Laurel, how about you first? Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got or made the decision to be the first Panther lady wrestler.
Well, I've been wrestling since I was in kindergarten, but I stopped in like 5th and 6th grade and 9th grade because I just didn't feel like doing it. And then I decided that I wanted to do it again. And I heard that there was a girls team, so it made it even better to join wrestling. So, yeah.
No, it's all, so it's a girls team of one as of right now, right? But are you out talking to some of the young ladies and, you try?
Yeah.
I'm just curious, what do they say, when you say, hey, man, come on, I've been there, Coach Staats is all right, man, it's all right wrestling out there. What's the response you get from some of the ladies? Just curious.
A lot of it's just like, I'm not wrestling, I'm not doing that. That's pretty much what it is.
Well.
No girl wants to wrestle.
No, well, they will, because I think once they see your success and where you're going to take this year, I think as a sophomore, you got 2 more years here in the mat. I think you're going to have a lot more young ladies, follow you. And we're going to start with the freshman. Jake, tell us a little bit about your background in the sport, and if you have any stories on Grandpa, don't tell them, because you'll probably find me someday and to say, you know what, you don't ask my grandson those questions. But please.
I started in first grade.
First grade?
Yeah, and it was pretty ugly at the start. I didn't know much about it. And I knew my brothers were wrestling, so I wanted to try it. And youth, I wasn't very good. But in middle school, I just kept working, and I got a lot better. And now I'm here in high school.
And what weight class do you think are you looking at to start the season? Obviously, still looking at where guys are going to maybe fall into play. What weight class are you kind of thinking about this year?
157.
157. You know, and look back at those youth years, and that absolutely, you stepped onto the mat, which many of your buddies were home, you know, eating Twinkies and drinking soda pop, right? And you had the courage to step out there. So you did more than you thought you did as you prepared for this time in your run, right? Yeah. You're going to have 4 years together now, 4 years to make this happen. This is the start of it, and embrace every moment of it, all right? Because I'm sure this young man sitting to your left is going to tell you how quickly those 4 years go. Braden, you're one of our senior leaders here for the team. A little bit about yourself and your journey.
I started in 7th grade because I saw one of my cousins and my brother. He wrestled, and I was like, man, that looks fun. You know?
You thought that looks fun.
That looked fun. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna wrestle, and I ended up wrestling. 7th, 9th grade, my middle school, it was pretty nice, the progress and everything. When I got to high school, it was a great time, you know. And it was challenging at first, right? But I got better, and I think junior year was like where I made a turnaround, right? I started taking it more seriously, and now I've seen my growth in wrestling, like, just, it got way better. I got better. So I'm ready for senior year now. It does go by fast.
Oh, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah. But,
absolutely. Absolutely. And as a weight class this year, where are you thinking of maybe fitting in or looking at, possibly?
I think I'm going to go 150 to start the season and drop down to 44.
So 44 is where you'd like to end up before it's over.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Setting goals is so important. I don't care what sport you're in or what you do. And I'm just curious, and we'll start with Braden here. Braden, how about some of your goals? What are a couple goals that you've set for yourself this season? And there's got to be a follow-up question to that, right? So you've set those goals, but what have you done or will do to achieve those goals? What work are you deciding to put in?
I want to win the MAC again. You know, that's one of my goals. That's the first goal.
MAC champ.
MAC champ.
All right, baby.
Sounds great.
I like that.
My second goal would probably be to make it to states. So that's one of the big goals. And I've been working all summer. I quit football to pursue wrestling.
Don't say that too loud, Mr. Downey. I'll tell you why in a minute.
Gotcha. I actually quit football to pursue wrestling, but I took it seriously. I started going up the mats. I started controlling my diet because I actually bulked up during summer to 174.
Wow. Okay.
So I've been cutting since July.
Okay. Now wait a minute. Was that from the weight room pumping, or was that too many Big Macs that were maybe?
I worked at Chick-fil-A, so.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Yeah, it is dangerous, but it's good protein.
Yeah, it is good protein.
So it's just, you know, it's been great, but I've been doing all this off-season work and mentally prepping for the season, and I hope I just do good, you know.
Don't hope. What I always say to you is believe. Take the word hope out. There is no hope. You put in the time. You put in the work, right? Yeah. Believe it. Every time you step on that mat, you believe, and you see your hand raised at the end of everyone, you know, and do that every time you step down. So, outstanding. Jake, how about you? Some goals that maybe you've set for yourself. I mean, freshmen, you know, obviously, I'm sure one thought is varsity lineup. I'm a freshman, you know, aspire to want to break that lineup as a freshman and beyond. But yourself, what goals have you set?
Well, I'm just trying to get a lot better and get a lot stronger during my high school years, and I just want to get a lot better.
So, and to get that much better, what are some things that you've set for yourself? What are some things, obviously you want to get stronger. I saw you guys were down in the weight room before practice started, which was awesome. Other things you've done that or will do to achieve that goal for yourself?
I want to try to make it to the States at some point in my high school career.
At some point. What's the matter with your freshman year? Huh? Don't put that out of your mind, right? I mean, I know you. Oh, come on, coach, right? Seriously, but believe it. Think about it now. All right. So if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, then it's that spark that will bring you into next year. All right. Laurel, you've already hit one of your goals. You are the first Lady Panther that is on the wrestling team. That is so cool, and to be here to have a chance to speak with you again. Being, I coached here for many years. I wrestled here, but to talk to the first official women's wrestler is pretty cool. So how about some of your goals?
Well, I definitely want to get better for sure in the wrestling room, and I want to get faster and stronger. And then my big goal is to make it to states for sure.
Cackley Insurance is a locally owned home, auto, and life insurance specialist. Located in Cuyahoga Falls at 619 Portage Trail, Cackley Insurance puts their clients first, and as an independent agent, they are proud to serve their community. As a proud supporter of high school athletics in the community, give Cackley Insurance a call today at 330-929-6006 or visit them online at cackleyinsurance.com. That's KACKLEY insurance.com. And thank you for your support of Stark Media and high school athletics around the area.
Which I think could be possible if I work hard.
I know it'll be possible. No think, no hope. We believe. All right? From here on out, you walk out that door. No more hopes, no more thinks. I believe I can be there. And believe that you should be there. All right? Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, just curious, as you think about, again, senior year, freshman year, sophomore year, a couple more years to go, man, this is it, man. I mean, it goes fast, right?
Yeah.
How do you think that wrestling has helped you become a better student? Right or wrong, right? We are student athletes. Student needs to always be first, then we're athletes. I think sometimes that gets, confused. It gets turned around. Student, athlete, how do you feel this sport has helped you become a better student and maybe even a better person? So this time, let's start with Jake.
Well, it pushes me to get better grades, and it makes me want to eat better food and just lift a lot.
That's good. That's good. And those are three, again, but there's a key word that lies behind all of those is discipline. You're disciplining yourself to train. You're disciplining yourself to eat well. And that's transferring, I'm sure, into the classroom for yourself. Outstanding. Laura, how about you? How do you feel that the sport, and I know you had stepped away for a while, you were in it, stepped out, you stepped back in, but there's still wrestling in your heart and blood, right? How does it help you become a better student or a better young woman?
Well, I know wrestling makes me want to have good grades too. It makes me really want to try in school. And there's some times when you don't want to try, but like you said, discipline, you need to just do it. And yeah, it's made me want to be a better student.
Absolutely, and a better wrestler. It'll all transfer, because before you know it, 2 more years, you're going to be after looking down that road to whether we're going to college or where we're going, right? Yeah. All right there, senior. How about you, my friend? I mean, you were at the tail end here. You've had a chance to really develop over these years. You've had some great role models, I know, in your life, knowing them personally. But how do you feel it's helped you become a better student, our sport, a student and a young man?
I'd say creating a good work ethic. If you're going to put that work on the mat, you can take it to the school. It's easier, honestly. You can just keep working, and it makes school easier. Wrestling, it's a hard sport. It's a hard sport, but
it's a hard sport.
When you wrestle, then you go to school. School is easy, wrestling's hard. But it makes it way easier. So.
But it is a brotherhood and it's a family, and as you guys will find, you already have found, but I will tell you after being out, when you walk by and you find out somebody else wrestled, young man, young woman, there's an immediate bond that occurs.
It's mutual respect.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great put. All right, a couple questions here. We'll let you get back to practice. You're at the senior year, so we're going to start with you, Braden. What are you looking at? What's your thoughts after you graduate this year? I know that, you got your goals set for this year, at least for season. You're going to be wearing that cap and gown here, before you know it. But where do you see yourself going after high school?
I'm going to go to college. I don't know where yet, but I'm going to try to become a physical therapist.
Oh, outstanding.
Yeah.
Oh, great. So my bad knee, I look you up someday. You'll be there. All right. Nobody I would want work on me than Thompson. I love it. Now you got a little bit of time left, my friend, so you got to think. But I'm still going to ask you. Have you thought about it? I mean, because again, as Braden has shared with you, these next 4 years are going to go very quick. Any thoughts about where you'd like to, or what you'd like to do after high school?
Well, my older brother Josh and Reed and Corey are all in like the First Energy Lineman program.
Oh wow!
And you make a good amount of money.
Yes, you do.
And I think I want to do that, but I'm still looking.
Okay. I will tell you, I have a very strong passion for our trades, and I will tell you, our tradesmen and women, we are at a crisis state in our crisis point in our country. So God bless. That's a great path to think about. Good luck on that. All right, young lady, with 2 years to go, or 3 years with this year, where do you think you might end up when you graduate?
Well, I definitely think I want to be in some sort of athletic science, like go to college for that too, like a athletic trainer, or like Braden, a physical trainer or therapist. But yeah, that's what I want to do.
Outstanding. Oh, okay. Another couple physical therapists and trainers. I love it. All right. Last question. Let you get back to practice. Thank you very much for taking your time, and meeting with us here. So, season just started. So usually I like to ask this question when season's over. So let's say that we pushed it down to the end, and weigh-ins are over. You don't have to weigh in anymore. Now I know that you're still kind of working that way to the way. What is your favorite cheat food? If you had a place to go to say, you know what? Season's over, time to get on the belly again. What would be your favorite cheat food? I'm going to start with our young lady, Laura. What's your favorite cheat food?
Definitely some sort of fried food.
Something fried?
Yes.
Okay.
Or like mac and cheese bites, just a bunch of them.
Fried mac and cheese bites?
Yes.
Is there a special place you go? Because, Coach and I, we like to hear where young kids go today to find it. Where do you find mac and cheese fried bites?
A lot of places have them, but my favorite is from Finney's.
Okay, I love it. All right, fried mac and cheese. All right, going to our freshman. Jake, what is your favorite cheat food? You're not cutting weight.
I like McDonald's.
McDonald's?
Yeah.
Like the whole menu, or is there even isolate into one area?
I like their chicken nuggets a lot.
The chicken nuggets?
Yeah.
10 piece, or are you going full pack 20?
10 piece.
10 piece?
Yeah.
Meal?
Just, the fries.
Fries and drink, Sprite, iced tea, water.
Sprite.
All right, I love it. All right, we got chicken nuggets. All right, senior, you're not going to say Chick-fil-A, are you?
No.
I mean, I love Chick-fil-A too, but you work there.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
It had to be ice cream for me.
Ice cream?
I love ice cream.
Outstanding. Any brand that's your favorite? Ruggles, Aggie brand?
There's some called Double Dunker.
Double Dunker.
It's like chocolate with like Oreos, cookie dough bites, and it's just great.
Oh my goodness. And now is that something you get in the store, or do you have to go down to Magic Freeze and get it, or what?
It's at the store.
Oh,
You just find it everywhere. But it's so good.
I love it. Fried mac and cheese, chicken nuggets, and the Double Dunker. I love it. I love it. Well, guys, ladies, good luck this season. We appreciate you taking time and sharing some of your thoughts. Again, we can, obviously, number one, good health. Don't get injured, right? Yeah. Set those goals. Believe, and you will achieve. I know it sounds kind of hokey, and you've heard those before, but there's a lot to it. All right? All right, again, with us here, senior Braden Tomsick.
Thank you.
Freshman Jake Beto. And sophomore, as I'm stepping on Braden's foot, Laurel Ludwig. Have a great practice.
Chris McCready's and his team at Finally Hear Hearing Aid Center in Canton offer up over 30 years of experience for their customers who are hearing impaired. Head over to their website at finallyhearohio.com and schedule your free hearing aid test and evaluation today. They're a best of the best award-winning company that prides themselves on customer service. Stop down and see them at 1201 30th Street Northwest or contact them at 492-1212 for an appointment. And thank you for sponsoring Stark Media's finallyhearohio.com Player of the Game.
head jump.
Everybody bring it in here real quick. Big knee. Guys, I want to introduce you to my old high school coach. This is Jim Bostic. He wrestled here at Norton. Coached here many years. Was my head coach back when I was in high school. Awesome guy. And he's here doing a story on Norton wrestling. So I wanted you guys to meet him. He's an outstanding coach for Norton wrestling. He cranks out quality individuals all the time. And I'm glad to introduce this guy.
I appreciate it, Coach. I'll tell you what, guys, and I'm sure you already know it. You got one of the finest head coaches around. I know the assistants that surround himself with you guys could not be in better hands. Listen to them, believe, talk to your teammates, hope, think. Every time you step on this mat, man, you believe you're a champion. You believe at night when you go home and you visualize your match, you visualize your arm up in the air after every match. You can do it, achieve the goals that you want. You got to believe that. It's so awesome also to have, the first women wrestler in Norton history, the Laura. I know, I will be honest with you, back in the day, right? I can tell you, when I was a coach, I had some young ladies in middle school who wrestled, and I wasn't mean to their mom, but I explained to them some of the moves that we're going to teach, some of the names we're going to use, and wasn't sure that was the right thing for a young lady. The times have changed, and I'm so proud to have an opportunity to talk with Coach Staats, see you guys, and actually have an opportunity to bring the message of the first Norton women's wrestling. I was telling Coach we were down at the Stark County preview last night, and Alliance, Minerva, Terry now has about 4 or 5 girls. The sport, that part of our sport is growing, and I think we're going to see it. So embrace the time, hope more allow it. I know that you will, and one of your teammates, and it's absolutely awesome. But again, thank you for allowing us to take your time. I want to introduce the owner of Stark Media. I will let Coach Staats know when this is going to air. This airs on our YouTube channel, and throughout the season we will be at different tournaments. We're going to be doing an Ironman tournament, broadcasting it live. We'll be at Medina. I think we're going to be at the Gorman this year, so we're going to get a chance to get you guys live. I told Coach Staats I want to come up and actually do a dual broadcast. Your team and Coach will pick a match that makes sense. But the owner of SMG Network is Mr. TJ Downing, and some of the older coaches here might remember TJ when he played at Ohio State. That's a 2-time All-American football player for the Buckeyes. His dad actually was a center for Joe Montana when the 49ers won the Super Bowl. So I'm very privileged to be part of this network. I'm very, very privileged to come up here and spend time with Coach Staats and talk with you. So good luck. We're going to see you out. Please, if you see me out, say hello, all right? Or we'll pull you aside and we'll put you on air and put a headset on. I'll tell you what, it's been a neat way to kind of finish this. So thank you, Coach, for your question. Appreciate it. Thanks. Thank you, guys. Have a great practice.
See ya.